Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Car Reviews Podcast here with CollectorCarCanada.ca. Today, we have four cars to bring you, and it's no coincidence that I'm standing in front of a beautiful photo of an older BMW. That's because the first car in the episode is a 2017 BMW M6 Cabriolet, a low kilometer vehicle under 47,000 kilometers, and include as well as that power top. It's equipped with the 7-speed DCT transmission made famous by BMW. uh, Being that it's the competition package car, it's got a surge of 50 or 60 horsepower above the normal M6 in 2017. So it was factory rated at 600 horsepower. Not lazy at all. So take a look at that one. Uh, it's a black in color. We've got the precise color name on the detailed listing, and that black is over merino leather in Saphir orange, although I'd be more inclined to call that color red. Under 47K, Ontario safety. The next car we have today is a 1939 Chevrolet Model 85, restored and modified, even inspected. So we call it a Model 80. I'm calling it a Model 85 right now, and that's the nameplate you see on the car. But on our detailed listing, we're calling it a Master 85, and that's what the appraiser called it. We have his report on the detailed listing. Take a look at that. It was a major reference point for us in researching the car. But this one is finished in black cherry over a complimentary reupholstered interior. Everything looks pretty new except for the design of the car. It's a custom hot rod. What can you say? 383 V8 under the hood with a 3-speed automatic with overdrive. It's fuel injected, so a little bit more modernity in the car with the American Racing torque thrust wheels. So again, restored, modified, and inspected. This seller paid the extra to have a third-party inspector check out the car, and you can see the inspector's report right on the detailed listing. Next up, we've got, it might seem strange to you that we have two 1989 Toyota Supra Turbos listed the same week. However, they are different enough that I really do consider them complementary rather than competitive. So just the difference is, first, one is black, one is red. One is manual transmission, one is automatic transmission. One is in Alberta, one is in Ontario, and one is a low kilometer item under 100K, 88,000 kilometers, and the other one still low kilometers for a 36-year-old car, 148,000 kilometers. So to the black one first, as I say, sub 88,000 kilometers. A lot of this stuff will apply to both of the Supra Turbos. It's factory rated at 232 horsepower, up around 250 pound-feet of torque. Black ruby pearl is the name of that effervescent finish you see. Original paint with a clean Carfax, gray leather interior, some really subtle performance modifications have been done. So if you're just looking at the car from the exterior, you can't tell, particularly because the HKS exhaust system chosen for it. The muffler itself was made to imitate the exact look of the 89 Supra Turbo muffler. So to look at it, you can't tell. To drive it and hear it, maybe you can. So that one is lot 286 on Collector Car Canada, the 88K kilometer Toyota Supra Turbo 5-speed manual. Over to lot 285. It's the original owner 1989 Toyota Supra Turbo. This one is finished in a bright red. It has had a little bit of paint work done. Some branches from a tree at the owner's cottage. The original owner, I reiterate, fell on the car some years back. So the hood's been repainted. The door has been repainted above the rub strip, as well as the hatch cover and spoiler. So a little bit of paint work done on this car, but otherwise, wow, it's a great condition car too. Under 148,000 kilometers. It's going to its new owner, Ontario safetied. Same 232 horsepower factory rating and 250 pound-feet of torque. This one's got pretty new tires as well, installed in 2024, under 1,000 kilometers rolled. They're a Firestone Firehawk Indy 500 with, can't remember if it's W or Y, I believe W speed rating, but either way, quite an extreme speed rating. And another great thing about this car, going with the original owner, uh, he's got all kinds of documentation going back to new. We've even got the new bill of sale, new car bill of sale on the detailed listing. Uh, and lots and lots of not just service invoices, but from the dealer. Another neat thing, the car's been crown rust proofed 20 times. So not so much in the recent past because it really hasn't gotten too much exercise the last 5 or 6 years or so, but 20 times over the 36-year life of the car. That's a lot of crown rust proofing, and it shows. Take a look at the car, the exterior finish and the underside, of which we have photos as well. So that one is lot 285 on Collector Car Canada. So again, a recap: 280, the 280, the 2017 BMW M6 Cabriolet competition package, under 47,000 kilometers, Ontario certified. Next up, 1939 Chevrolet Master 85, restored, modified, and inspected. Next up, we've got the 88K kilometer 1989 Toyota Supra 5-speed manual in black ruby pearl. And the last car you're going to see in this episode is the original owner, 1989 Toyota Supra Turbo. This one's finished in the bright red and has the automatic transmission, Ontario safetied, under 148K kilometers. Thanks again for watching. Here come the cars. Hi, everyone, and welcome to another great car here on the Car Reviews podcast with CollectorCarCanada.ca. Today we have a 2017 BMW M6 with the competition package. So the standard M6 in 2017 had about 550 horsepower. This one with the competition package cranks out 600 horsepower from the V8 twin turbocharged engine. 4.4 liter with twin turbochargers. So this one's finished in sapphire black metallic over a merino leather interior. Take a look at our detailed listing for the actual name of the color. I'm going to call it red, but that undersells it. But this one's a low kilometer specimen as well. It's just broken the 46,000 kilometer barrier. So it's definitely going to its new owner with under 47,000 kilometers. So at this stage, I'm going to start it up, and then we'll move on with our exterior and interior tour. So here we go with the start of lot 280, the 2017 BMW M6 competition package cabriolet. So a nice easy start. And now the engine has reached a nice idle. I won't say it was an ice cold start, but the car hasn't run in a couple of hours. We just had the car in the on position to put the top down. Speaking of that top, there is a video on the detailed listing demonstrating the top going up and down. You can see that the idle was a little faster right when I started it, and now it's down to about 800 RPM. So I'm going to climb out. We'll have a listen to the engine and the exhaust and get to it with our tour. Okay, so there's a good look at the 2017 BMW M6 competition package cabriolet with the hood up and the engine running. We'll cruise on in here and get a sound. Listen to the sound of the engine. You can see this owner takes the cleanliness of his engine pretty seriously, but we've got a separate microphone here to get in close to the belts. So you see there the M badge, so for BMW Motorsports, storied history starting, I suppose, with the M1 back around 1980. Another good look at the car. And we'll move back and get a listen to the exhaust as well. So dual exhaust, each with twin exits. So here's the sound of the one on the driver's side. And over here to the dual exits here on the passenger side. I'll also mention that the owner had a system installed with a remote where he can change the sound of the exhaust. He gave me a quick demo, but I wasn't able to figure it out. But take a look at the second longest video on the detailed listing, again, lot 280, and you'll hear it being demonstrated. I don't think we need the engine anymore. Push button start. So I'm gonna kill the engine for now, and we'll continue with our exterior tour. So again, my favorite angle of most cars. We'll take a look at this, a closer look at this black sapphire metallic 2017 BMW M6 competition package cabriolet. So you can see the fenders adorned with an M6 emblem to differentiate it from the rest of the 6 Series. Big wheels here. We've got a set of Michelin Pilot Sports, Pilot Super Sports, pardon me. And I'm just going to zoom in on the size here, the fronts themselves. 265/35 ZR20 with the Y speed rating. And I see here a date code of 2017. So these are likely the original tires. But there's a good look at the black and polished 5 double spoke BMW OEM rims, as well as the gold caliper with the M Motorsport emblem, and a set of cross-drilled rotors underneath. So working our way back, we can see this black sapphire metallic paint. It's got a really nice shine to it still. Low miler, as I say, so 2017 with under 47,000 kilometers, about 6,000 kilometers a year. Pardon me, 6,000 kilometers a year. So here's a look at the rear driver's side Michelin Pilot Super Sport. There's a look at the Super Sport emblem and Michelin. Down here is where we see the sizing though. 295/30 ZR20 with the Y rating. And looking closely at that rim as I did on the front, no curb rash on these rims. You can see there's a cross-drilled rotor here in the rear, in behind that 5 double spoke BMW OEM rim with the gold calipers. The rear caliper a little smaller without the M Motorsport emblem. Good look at the car from the rear, 3/4 look. You can see there's a smoked finish on these tail lights. And then another look at the twin exits on the dual exhaust surrounding the rear splitter here. Familiar BMW emblem with the M6 emblem to its right. And you can see that the third brake light in the center is smoked as well. Didn't get a look at that integrated spoiler right into the trunk lid, but there you can see it. Working our way around the car. Yeah, that merino leather, as I say, I'll call it red for now. Please do take a look at our detailed listing for the actual color, the BMW color for it. But that red merino leather really pops with the top down. Easy, hard not to notice. And here's a good look at the BMW OEM rear wheel on the passenger side. I didn't mention that there's also an M Motorsport badge on the center of the wheel as well by the center cap. 5 double spokes, Michelin 295/30/20 here. And there's a good look at that gold caliper with the cross-drilled rotors. And there is an emblem on the outside or the inside of that rotor. Moving our way forward. Color-coded mirrors, as you'd expect. Lots going on with these mirrors. They're indicators, power mirrors, heated mirrors as well. And there's a good look at that M6 fender emblem with a bit of venting. A look at the front passenger's wheel. Again, it's 265 35 R20 with the Y speed rating. Michelin Super Sports. Cross-drilled rotor. Gold caliper with the M emblem on it. So as we work our way forward, front look at the car, you can see the trademark BMW dual lights on either side, as well as the famous kidney grille with some openings down below to bring in some airflow as well, and an aggressive M6 front spoiler. You can see same thing on the other side, but you can see right there, that's for a headlight washer. We have some sensors here for alerting the driver he's getting a little close to something. And then there's the tow hook there as well. Nice BMW emblem. Let's pan out again and get a good look at that front angle of the 2017 BMW M6 competition package cabriolet. Well, that'll do our exterior tour. Oh, I missed the M6 emblem here in the kidney. And we'll move on. So now we'll start with our interior tour of the car. You can see that red merino leather looks quite sharp as we come in close. I'll whip around to the driver's side though. Usually the driver's seat is the one with the most wear, but I'll show you an angle of a convertible I always like with the top down. There we go. So a 4-seater. We've got the wind deflector in place. The owner advised that the top needs to go up for the wind deflector to come out. So we left it in because we're getting toward the end of the day and don't have much daylight. So there's a good look at the cabin from the driver's side. Driver's door card, as you'd expect. Got some power mirror controls and windows as well. Nice speaker up here. Bang & Olufsen sound system, I might add. A nice M6 emblem here in the door sill. And the car is really clean. You can take a look at that driver's mat. A tiny, I won't say there's no wear, but very little wear, but certainly very clean. And we've got the so the car is equipped with the 7-speed dual clutch automated manual. So just the 2 pedals, but also a massive dead pedal, finished in aluminum, and an M badge at its base. You can see the hood release there. We've got some controls for lights. Might turn those on so we can get a lit up dash. And you can see we've got the speedometer, which maxes out at 330 kilometers an hour. I think maybe I'll close it. Oh, the tone stop. 8,000 RPM tach with the red line right around 7,200. Fuel gauge over there on the left, and an oil temperature gauge on the right. I think what I'll do is I'll put the start over to the on position without starting the car, and you can get a look at the stereo display. I'll press the menu button and give you a sense of what all is available through the connected drive system here by BMW. And down below, we've got presets for the radio stations, even though the display would be up here on that screen up above those vents. And HVAC controls. You can see that the owner has it set at 16, so he would have been driving last time in the hot weather we've been enjoying this summer here in Ontario. And climate control system, as you'd expect. We've got the BMW automatic, and do take a look at our detailed listing for more detail about that. You can see we've got a traction control off button here, heated steering wheel, and then this an anti-skid, and this firms up the struts, and there's for a camera and to operate the camera and the parking monitor as well. And over here is the control for the various functions up here on the screen. as I scroll through them. Oh, I didn't have that in the picture, but as I scroll through the various ones, it's a pretty intuitive system here by BMW. So we've got some cup holders up here with a USB connection, parking brakes right here, and then the top control for the power top sitting right here. We got a little another storage cubby in here with a power source for 12 volt. And then in the center, there's a little bit more storage as well, operated by button. So that's a good look at the front seat area. You can see the driver's door card with the merino leather and the black trim. We'll get a look at the rear seat, but as I say, the wind deflector's in place. But as we get in close to it, these rear seats look like they're barely used. The wind deflector flips up as you'd expect. But yeah, this is the area here. What that needs to be released, the top needs to go up. So we left it in place. And we'll also have a look at the trunk. And wait till you see the handle on how we open the trunk. Look at that, pretty neat. Yeah, it's nice and clean as well. Nice flat trunk as you see. And down here, there's some goodies. Got a little tire change kit there, a little tool roll, and then a compressor down there too as well. But everything looking almost as new when it came out of the factory. For the 2017 model year, we can take a look here and we'll look for the data manufacturer being, well, this is an early 2017. It was built in May of 2016. One more look at the interior and we'll move to some closing thoughts. So there's a good look at our 2017 BMW M6 competition package cabriolet. Again, it's got a V8 displacement of 4.4 liters with twin turbochargers pushing out 600 horsepower. About 50 or 60 horsepower from the standard M6 without the competition package. Automatic transmission, getting all that power down. And finished in black sapphire metallic over the red merino leather. And under 47,000 kilometers is what it goes to its new owner with. So do take a look at our detailed listing. Again, lot 280. That's going to do it for this car review. Thank you for watching, and we're going to move on to the next car. Hi, everyone, and welcome to another fabulous car here. Excuse me. On the Collector Car Canada Car Reviews podcast. So today we have a 1939 Chevrolet Model 85 two-door coupe, and this has been restored and modified extensively. So we'll get into a bit of that in the video, but do take a look at our detailed listing. It's lot 284 on collectorcarcanada.ca for even more details about it. I will say that the engine is a 383 cubic inch V8. It's a crate engine installed some years back. The odometer, though, was installed at that time, and it shows under 15,000 miles. So this car is going to its new owner with under 15,000 miles since restoration. And as I say, that's a 383, so it's got a real V8 rumble. Fuel injected as well. Converted to fuel injection from carburation a little more recently during the term of ownership of our seller, which is about 5 or 6 years. There's also a helpful appraisal for the car on the detailed listing. It sets out a lot of the specs. In fact, we used it as a source for our detailed listing as well. One of our sources anyway. So again, a 1939 Chevrolet Model 85 two-door coupe, restored and modified. So I think we're at the point now where I'm going to give it a start. We've got one side of the one engine cover open, as you see. That's because we have a microphone in there. We'll switch over to that microphone for the actual startup. So here we go with the startup. So a slightly warm start. We've already had a cold start video shot. You'll see that on our detailed listing, again, lot 284. And earlier we did some driving videos as well. So you can hear the engine at work in addition to it at idle in our cold start video, as well as we're going to show it to you now. So I'm going to hop out, we'll change camera angles, take a good look at that 383. So here's a good look at the 39 Chevy Model 85, restored and modified, with both engine covers up so that we can get in and get a good feel for the sound of it. So moving it on to the crate engine 383 cubic inch V8, and we'll switch over to the microphone in my hand so you can get a good idea of the sound of it at idle. Okay, so I've shut down the second microphone now. You might have heard I got a little too close with that second microphone to the fan, but no harm, no foul, all is well. One thing I will show with the engine covers up is that the indicator lights for the car are in here behind the grille. So not really visible when not illuminated, but when they flash, they're visible just fine from behind the grille here, behind that Chevrolet emblem. So we'll work our way back to the exhaust. There's a twin exhaust, dual exhaust back here, and we'll get out the second microphone for this. All right, so now we've heard both the engine at idle and the exhaust at idle. So I don't think we need the engine running for any more of the video. I'm going to cruise on in, get close to the cabin, cut the engine. Maybe I can't reach it with the door closed. So I'll do it the easy way. And there we go. So I'll also demonstrate the prop rod system. Same on either side. These are spring loaded, so when they go up, they burst out, keep the engine covers up. Then they close, and there's a lever here to close the latch. Same thing on the other side. There's a good look at the cowl tag. We have a picture of that on our detailed listing, so take a look at that on lot 284. But again, the prop for the passenger side engine cover, we push it up, press the rod in a little bit, down it goes, and the lever to close the latch, just like that. Okay, so car was restored and modified under previous ownership. Our seller, the current owner, has had the car 5 or 6 years. We'll get that specifically on the detailed listing, again, lot 284. So it's finished in black cherry, and in those under 15,000 miles since finish, it's really only done the car show circuit. So I don't see flaws in the paint. The paint's a little dusty today, being that it's been sitting in a garage. Probably a couple weeks since its last wash. I say that. And I do notice a stone chip here. So get a good look at that with my Toonie. You can see it's pretty small relative to the Toonie. Good look at the sealed beam headlights, halogen. I really like the look of the profile of the 39 Chev's headlights, kind of like a bullet traveling backward. And you can see a set of American Racing rims at all four corners. It's a matching set, staggered set as well. They're in the familiar torque thrust pattern. I recently saw an article by Haggerty setting out the torque thrust as perhaps America's favorite wheel. So I'll get in close and we'll look at the sizing of the Cooper Cobras. I note that the appraisal I referred to earlier, and which we do have on our detailed listing, again, lot 284, it noted a set of Coopers in the front and BF Goodrich in the rear. However, it was prepared a few months ago, and since that time, the owner has switched to Cooper Cobra radial GTs at all four corners. Staggered set, as I say. So on the American Racing torque thrusts up here on the front, looking at the driver's side, 215, 65, R15, and a T speed rating for these tires. So not burners, but you don't, although the engine's got all the power to be a burner, maybe it's not prudent to be driving this car greater than speed limit. So you can see the Model 85 emblem there over some venting with chrome finishing on the engine cover on the driver's side here. Neat to see, despite the resto mod nature of this car, a lot of the original emblems are in place. I already showed you the one on the grille. A couple of peeper mirrors. So there's a side mirror on exterior mirror, rear view mirror on either side of the car. A nice chrome divider for the two panes up front. Modern safety glass in this car. We can see that listed on the appraisal as well. And then chrome arms and chrome finishes for the wipers, which don't get much use. Some evidence of how the car is used. I noticed the car's got vent windows. We had trouble opening those up earlier. I figure there's just some brittle weather stripping in there. So I didn't want to push it and crack the weather stripping. So the vent windows are a really nice touch on the car, but we didn't open them for the purposes of the video or our photos on the detailed listing, lot 284. So a good look at the running board. It's got vinyl covering to protect the metal underneath. The car is called a two-door coupe, and you can see it's got a solid B-pillar here, post, and some custom etching on both rear side windows, and a rain gutter up here as well. And then we'll get close to this driver's side rear tire. Again, a Cooper Cobra radial GT. Sized here in the rear on the driver's side at 255, 60, R15. So a little wider in the rear. You can see that American Racing center cap on the set of torque thrusts. I didn't mention the brakes up front. There's a set of discs up front, and you can see right now there are drum brakes in behind that American Racing torque thrust rim. I noticed another tiny scratch here, just where I was rubbing my thumb. Not sure if the camera will pick it up or not. It's pretty small, but there it is with my tuning to give a sense. If I stand 4 feet from the car, I do not see it. So here's a good look at a 3/4 view of the car on the driver's side. They keep it simple with taillights, just a couple of bullets facing the other way for taillights. So brakes and indicators. There also is a center high mount stop lamp inside the glass there. So a third brake light inside. And dual exits for the dual exhaust. So one exit for each exhaust. Chrome bumper. Chrome finish looks really good. I don't see any pitting at all. And you can see the mounts for the bumpers are equally clean. License plate light. We'll take a look at the trunk after we're done the exterior. For now, we'll just keep on our walk around of the exterior. Big fender flare out here. Again, a Cooper Cobra radial GT on the rear passenger corner. The fuel doors here. I was pretty impressed when I realized that there's a remote release for it right in here. And that just pops it open. We do have photos of it. as well as a photo with the cap removed on the detailed listing. You can see some of that custom etching on the passenger side rear window as well. Another peeper mirror on the side for rear view, and there's a manual antenna for the car. It's in the down position now, but easily raised, and that'll bring in a bit better radio reception. There's an AM FM cassette, probably current to the late 80s, installed in the car by Realistic, an old Radio Shack brand name. We did hear it in operation earlier. We've not tested the cassette deck, however. Good look at the Cooper Cobra Radial GT on the front passenger's corner. Got that Model 85 emblem here above the venting with chrome work, bright work on the passenger side engine cover. And here's that latch release to get that hood or engine cover elevated. Good look at the hinges for the doors. Equal condition on the driver's side. And we'll move on in to get a look at the front chrome bumper and the supports that go with it. All look to be in really nice condition. Those reverse bullet headlights, as I called them, as well as the chrome grille here on the 1939 Chevrolet Model 85, restored and modified. I'll call the car a driver. I had a ride in it earlier. It feels like a modern car in terms of powertrain, passing ability, the way it shifts. It's a 3-speed automatic with overdrive. So I believe it's an A700 GM transmission. It's definitely a GM transmission, and 700 is part of the model number. You can check our detailed listing where we have that listed. Again, lot 284. So I think we're getting toward the end of our exterior tour. Let's move on to the interior. So getting a good look at the cabin, some nice modern amenities with the custom classic vibe and feel. So there's a set of lap belts here in the front for both front occupants on the bucket seats, modern bucket seats that recline and move forward and back at the base. Manual operation, however. There are power windows in the car for the larger windows in the doors, and this is just a latch to open the door and an armrest for the driver. Power window control for the passenger, an equal armrest, and a latch for opening and closing, or opening the door, I suppose. So gray carpets to contrast with the rest of the burgundy interior. I'll call the paint black cherry. So a mostly matching interior, mostly burgundy, but pretty close to that black cherry on the exterior, except for the carpets, which are gray. So we've got a 3-spoke steering wheel, chrome in the center, nice wooden rim. And you can see a full gauge package. Yeah, we got fuel gauge, coolant temperature gauge. We've got an oil pressure gauge. On the outside here, we're looking at an amp meter, oil temp, and then a vacuum measurement. All by Stuart Warner. The gauges are by Stuart Warner, at least the bulk of them are. This coolant temperature gauge is by Equus or iEquus. And then mounted up top, we've got a tachometer maxing out at 8,000 RPM. Looks like there's an indicated our red line at about 6,200. And then the speedometer here in the center, maxing out at 160 miles an hour, which is probably doable with the 383 cubic inch V8, but probably a little faster than you want to go with the, well, certainly the thin steel engine covers. The body wasn't made for speeds like that, modern speeds. You can see the 2 switches labeled W. That's those are for the windshield wipers, so a separate switch for each side. Not that they get used. And then you see the green lights labeled L and R, as you might guess. Those are for the indicators. And down below the L is a lighter. There's a good look at the Realistic brand AM/FM stereo cassette and a power booster down below. We haven't tested that. I think I mentioned earlier there's a power trunk release and the fuel release also on the yellow buttons. There are a couple of speakers mounted on the passenger and driver's side. The shifter here in the center, it has the look of a manual maybe, but automatic, 3-speed automatic with the overdrive gear, and a neat little black boot down below. You can see the gears are indicated, and that lights up. Those letters light up in red when the car is running to indicate gear selection. Handbrake in the center. This is just a little box for storage that's wedged in because the car is without a glove box. So that's handy. Right now, all that's sitting in there is the car's registration, which we've checked out. We always do that to ensure our seller owns the car. And here's a good look at the rear bench without belts, which is compliant with regulation, being that the car was built before there were seat belts. But just a heads up, no seat belts for the rear occupants in this 1939 Style 85 Chevrolet. I said we'd take a look at the trunk. There are a couple of personal items in there. I'm going to cut the video now, clear them out, and then we'll have a look at the trunk. I figured to do a demo of the trunk. I'll even demonstrate the remote release here on the passenger side. Listen for the click. So I know that latch has released. Moving to the rear here to open her up. There are a couple of stays, one on each side, installed by the owner. So the trunk stays up without any trouble at all. You can see the stays there. And there are still a couple of items in the trunk. There's the red fender cover is a shop that's done a bit of work on the car. The black box is relates to fuel injection parts from when the owner switched over to fuel injection from carburation. But gray carpets matching the interior with a gray carpeted cover for the donut-sized space. So that's our look at the 1939 Chevrolet Style 85 two-door coupe, restored and modified. Again, it's got a 383 cubic inch V8 crate engine powering it. Lots of power in this car. Do take a look at those driving videos for lot 284. 3-speed automatic with overdrive, getting the power to the rear wheels. American Racing wheels, the torque thrust pattern. Oh, and they're skinned in Cooper Cobra radial GT tires at all 4 corners. A staggered set, however. So again, this one's going to be lot 284 on collectorcarcanada.ca. Under 15,000 miles since new. Since restored, I suppose I should say. And it's a 1939 Chevrolet Model 85 two-door coupe, restored, modified. That'll do it for this video. Thank you for watching, and we're going to move on to the next car.
Hi everyone, and welcome to another great car here on the Car Reviews podcast with collectorcarcanada.ca. Today we have a sub 88,000 kilometer 1989 black Toyota Supra Turbo, 5-speed transmission. I undersold it as black. It's black ruby pearl over a gray leather interior. Let's have a look. So that's a quick look at the 88k kilometer 1989 Toyota Supra Turbo we're going to have a closer look at in this video. It's lot 286 on collectorcarcanada.ca. It's got the turbocharged, intercooled 3-liter straight 6 24-valve engine. It's got a 5-speed manual transmission, sending the power to the rear wheels, and again, it's finished in black ruby pearl. No winters on this one, always climate controlled storage, great looking underside. Take a look at the detailed listing. Again, it's lot 286. Original paint, nice clean Carfax on that same 286 detailed listing, and under 88,000 kilometers. Here we go with a startup video now. All right, so moving on to a look at the exterior of the 88,000 kilometer 1989 Toyota Supra Turbo 5-speed manual. Again, the name of the paint color is Black Ruby Pearl, and owner posits that that's the original paint. We've got a clean Carfax on the detailed listing. Again, it's lot 286, and we even have some paint meter readings for the car. I say some, but there's quite a proliferation of them. Approximately 15 photos with paint meters, with a paint meter reading in the various sections of the exterior of the car, all showing readings around what you'd expect from factory paint. Car's got a sport roof, removable Targa roof, which stows into some dedicated receptacles in the hatch, so that it doesn't bounce around when they're stored into that into those receptacles. It's a smart little system. So there are some pictures with the top off. It really does provide a sporty look. Of course, one thing you'd expect from a Sportster of the 80s or 90s is the pop-up headlights. The pop-up headlights function as designed, and they provide another sporty look for the car. As well as the pop-up lights, there's a set of fog lights up front and standard, separate control for those, and the instrumentation on the dashboard. Original wheels, original 16-inch wheels with a square setup on the car. Take a close look at the detailed listing. You'll find some close-ups of the wheels and tires. The tires are a set of Goodyear Eagle Sports. Owner estimates they've rolled about 11,000 kilometers with the car. So low mileage on the tires. And a good look at the lights yields no imperfections. We didn't notice any imperfections inspecting the car. Same with the emblems. There's a Toyota Supra emblem just forward of the hood, and then a Toyota badge in the slit of a grille up front, and then Toyota Supra and Turbo emblems below the tail lights on the rear side. That rear spoiler is a sharp look. It opens up so that air flows underneath it. And there's an integrated third brake light in the rear spoiler. Black color-coded sport mirrors, a rear wiper, and the rub strip along the side of the car. Keen observers will note that that's a gray color, and that's the original color of the strip. It was never black. It's not a faded black. It came out of the factory as gray, so it provides a tiny bit of contrast against the black ruby pearl paint. A couple of neat upgrades on the car in terms of performance, and yet very subtle. There's an HKS exhaust system, and the muffler and exits themselves have been designed to mimic the OEM Toyota muffler. So it's got a really understated presence. You basically can't tell that it's been changed out because, as I say, the look has been made to imitate the factory item. There's also a suspension upgrade. Take a look at the detailed listing for that. Power antenna in place. And I think that'll about conclude our tour of the exterior. Next up, we'll move on to the interior. Continuing on as we move into the interior of the 1989 Toyota Supra Turbo 5-speed manual with under 88,000 kilometers. A gray interior with leather upholstery, full power group, so power mirrors, power locks, power windows, and the like. We've got a look at one of the door hinges, just as clean as you'd expect for a non-winter driven climate control storage car. And there is a tiny bit of creasing in the driver's seat, but nothing we don't think warranting replacement of the upholstery. Shows nice, even expected wear for a 88,000 kilometer car. The driver's seat has power functionality, as well as a manual control for recline. On the passenger side, it's a manual function to adjust the seat. The door cards are a smart match for the leather upholstery on the seats, and the courtesy lights on the sides, the bottom corner of the door cards are functional. And moving on towards the instrumentation and the dash, there's a 3-spoke steering wheel with the Supra emblem emblazoned on the center of it. Instrumentation, all business, typical Toyota for the period, a 260 kilometer an hour speedometer, an 8,000 RPM tachometer with a 6500 red line. And at the base of the tachometer, you can see a light to indicate when the cruise control is engaged. And there are a couple of warning lights at the base of the speedometer as well. Over on the left side of the tach, there's a coolant temperature gauge, and the fuel gauge is to the right of the speedometer. Then farther to the right, sort of above the center stack and some center mounted vents, there are a couple of other important gauges. There's an oil pressure gauge, and importantly, being that this is the turbocharged version of the Supra, quite a step up from the base model, there's a boost gauge there as well to indicate to the driver the boost that's being used in the turbo. Again, the car was factory rated at 232 horsepower, and the number for pound-feet of torque is just above that, 240 if memory serves, but please do take a look at our detailed listing for the details on that. Moving down the center stack, there's a programmable climate control system, AC blowing cold, and below it is the original Toyota OEM AM/FM cassette player. 5-speed manual gear selector just below that, leather wrapped shift knob, and the emergency brake matches the shifter and the seat upholstery nicely. In the center console, there is a lumbar control, power lumbar control for the driver's seat, and that's where the power mirror functions are housed as well. In the center console, there's some storage and a couple of early cup holders. Back seats look hardly used, and back in the hatch, there's a cargo cover to be discreet about what you're carrying around. The hatch itself is also quite clean. We've got photos of it on the detailed listing, both with and without the sport roof inside. And there's also the original tire change kit in a smart Toyota attaché. Another tool that's included is the tool required to remove and reinstall that sport roof. It's not a very big process at all, but that dedicated tool is a necessity when doing it. So that's a good look at our 88k kilometer 1989 Toyota Supra 5-speed manual. Here it comes. So there's a good look at our 88k kilometer 1989 Toyota Supra Turbo with 5-speed manual. Do take a look at our detailed listing. Again, it's lot 286 on collectorcarcanada.ca. Lots of photos of the underside of the car there as well. Documentation, both original documents and service records from over the years, and a photo of some original extras, spare parts that are included with the car. Again, rated 232 horsepower coming out of the factory from the 3-liter inline 6 with 24 valves, twin cam, and an intercooler. The car is in Calgary, Alberta. And again, it's got the 5-speed manual with black ruby pearl paint over gray leather. Couple of aftermarket pieces. There's a Megan Racing coilover suspension, ARP head studs, a custom downpipe, and HKS exhaust system that's really made to mimic the original Toyota items, so your friends won't know you've changed the exhaust. There is a clean Carfax report on the car, so original paint, always climate controlled, stored, and never winter driven. And of course, there's that removable sport roof panel, which is a lot of fun. So again, a 1989 Toyota Supra Turbo, 5-speed manual with under 88,000 kilometers. That's going to do it for this video. Going to thank you for watching, and we're going to move on to the next car. Hi everyone, and welcome to another great car here on the Car Reviews podcast with CollectorCarCanada.ca. Before we jump into this car, I do want to let you know that we also run the Collector Car Stories podcast. We generally run those every week or two, and we have a little fun with them. We always have a guest on, and that guest talks about a car, a collection of cars, an event relating to cars, just something from the car hobby. And as I say, we have a little fun with it. Check out the CCC podcasts page on our website at collectorcarcanada.ca. So, on to this car. It's a neat one. It's an original owner 1989 Toyota Supra Turbo. So, this one has the automatic transmission. So, it's a 3-speed automatic with overdrive. It's got the turbocharged engine, so 24-valve inline 6 with an intercooler. I can't remember if I said 24 valves. And the 3-speed auto with overdrive sends the power to the rear wheels on this red number. Another neat thing, original owner. And that original owner did a lot of servicing over the years at a Toyota dealership. Take a look at our detailed listing for lot 285, where you'll see oodles and oodles of work orders from Toyota dealership. He also had the car crown protected 20 times. He said 20 consecutive years. He had it done 20 times since the car's new. As you can do the quick mental math, the car's 36 years old now, so he hasn't had it done in some years, but the car only sees fair weather duty now. If you look at those service records, you can see he hasn't done too many miles over the past 10 years. So again, red, automatic, original owner, and another nice thing for Ontario buyers is that this one is coming Ontario certified. So we're getting close to the part where I'm going to start the car. You can notice a recording device up in front, below the front bumper. We're going to switch over to that microphone to get a genuine sound of the start. So here we go with the start. So you can hear that engine idling now. I didn't mention the Targa roof. You can see there's a one-piece removable panel that's been removed right now, and it's stowed in the hatch. Just thought I'd mention that, but we'll show it to you when we get to the interior and show you the inside of the hatch. We're going to zoom in on the engine now, get a sound to what it sounds like when it's idling for you. So again, this is a 3-liter inline 6 engine, 24 valves with an intercooler. And zooming in on, let's have a listen with the other mic. You saw the 7M GTE Toyota internal code for this engine. And there's a good look at that turbo. Pretty clean engine compartment. And we can see a little bit of the labeling. 3000 to denote the 3-liter. And twin cam with the 24 valves, intercooler, and the turbo. A big step up from the base Supra back in '89. So Mark III Supra, as you may know. So there's a good look. And you can see that hood insulation's in nice condition too. Original owner. Under 148,000 kilometers on this automatic 3-speed with overdrive Supra Turbo. So yeah, even those shock towers are looking nice and clean. And a side view of it. And we'll work our way back to the exhaust. Single muffler with twin exit. And that gave you a good sound of it. So here's a glamour shot now that we've got the engine cut and the driver 1/4 shot of it with a nice background too, I might add. So we've got the bright red paint in wonderful condition. The car does have a claim on the Carfax, but no collisions. There was a tree at the owner's cottage that fell on it. So the hood's been repainted, the spoiler's been repainted, so has the hatch. Original OEM wheels on the car, and we'll zoom in on those to get a look at the tires that were installed in 2024. And another good look at the spoiler in the rear. As I say, it was repainted after the tree incident, going a few years back. The date's noted on the Carfax that you'll find on the detailed listing. Again, it's lot 285 on collectorcarcanada.ca. And wandering around to the rear of the car, there's a good look at it from the direct behind. So you can see it's kind of the breadbasket style spoiler with air traveling through it and an integrated LED brake light within the spoiler you see there. It's tough on the red on red. And a look at the taillights, which are a little different from the initial Mark III Supra back in '86. Just reskinned a little bit midway through the run. The important part is that turbo emblem on the up below the left side indicator light. And as we zoom in closely, you can see there's some imperfections on the tail lights. We do have some close-up photos of those on the detailed listing as well. But original tail lights, however, and that rear glass I also noted has the Toyota emblem as well. So we're working our way around. There's a better look at those imperfections on the tail lights. And a good look at that single muffler with the twin exit. Nice and clean underneath. We do have some underside photos on the detailed listing. Again, it's lot 285 on collectorcarcanada.ca when you're ready to go take a look. And working our way over to the passenger side of the car. It does look sharp with that target top removed, stowed in the rear. The owner had the power antenna replaced, and it goes up and down just fine. When it's in the down position with the radio off, it doesn't sit perfectly flush. But when the radio is powered on, it comes right out of there and provides a pretty good radio reception. Original AM/FM stereo cassette in place on the '89 Supra Turbo with automatic. There's a picture of the fuel door up close on the detailed listing as well. Open, closed, and with the cap removed. So there's a good look at the OEM 16-inch wheel. The car is equipped in Firestone Firehawk Indy 500 tires with a W speed rating. We've got close-ups of those on the detailed listing as well. They were purchased in 2024 and have rolled under 1,000 kilometers since. So for all intents and purposes, a new set of tires on the car. The red finish looking quite sharp. There is a tiny door ding over here on the passenger side. Haven't shown it yet, but we will. And you can see that rub strip. It was originally gray. Don't mistake that. It was not a black strip that's faded. And here's a look at that little door ding. I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick it up well or not, but I'll pull out my Toonie. Just in case it does, you can get a sense of perspective with the Toonie. A good PDR paintless dent removal guy could probably take care of that pretty quickly. And then panning out on the passenger's front quarter, the red paint looking quite dramatic in the, it was a nice sunny day here today in the city of Toronto. Although I'll mention the car is being offered out of Bancroft, Ontario. And why don't we show the pop-up headlights while we're at it? Always a fun feature in these 80s and 90s cars. So here they are popping up, and I'll cut the lights, and down they go. So they're functioning perfectly, as are the fog lights you see up front. And there's a good look at the car with the headlights in the down position. So I'll note that there are the odd stone chip on the front bumper. Nothing too dramatic. I'm not even going to pull the Toonie out because you can see it's quite clean. And then there's a little indentation on the black strip below the poly bumper cover. I think it might have just gotten a little too close to a curb, but nothing too unsightly. So we'll just close off with another look. And we'll move on to the interior soon. Okay, moving into the interior, you can see it's got a nice gray interior. I'll mention that the original owners had the driver's seat reupholstered in the original gray leather. And you can see by the pattern, it matches the passenger seat. Only the driver's seat was done. And it got rid of some wear that the bolsters were suffering from. There's a little bit of creasing on the passenger side as a result. Power seat for the driver, except for the recline function. There's also a power lumbar function in the center console, in addition to those you see there. And here are the power window buttons. Take a look on the detailed listing about the imperfections shown here. No problem with the function, just the switch needs a little bit of tinkering, as you can see I'm doing with my thumb here. No problem with function as long as you know how to operate it. The auto down function also still works 36 years later. So, and there's a couple of a speaker and a tweeter. You can see that door hinge is nice and clean for the driver's side. Same on the passengers. Same with the door sill. Get a look at the two pedals as well as the dead pedal. Again, the car's got a 3-speed with overdrive automatic transmission. Pant saver floor mats over the original Supra branded floor mats over the gray carpet. So those pant saver car mats, the vinyl ones, are just there to protect those Supra ones, and those Supra ones are in turn there to protect the gray carpet underneath, which remains quite clean. Look at that. So working our way to the instrumentation, you can see under 148,000 kilometers on the car, an 8,000 RPM tachometer with red line at 6,500, cruise, ECT power, and overdrive off indicators at the base of that tach. Speedometer maxing out at 260 kilometers an hour. Fuel gauge to the right, almost a full tank of gas. Why not buy it and run for this one? But again, fairly low mileage at under 148 and a coolant temp gauge over on the left. Standard Toyota fare at the time. We've got an oil pressure on the left and a boost pressure on the right, sort of at the top of the center stack to the right side of all of the instrumentation. A couple warning lights to the right, and there's a good look at the automatic climate control. We ran the air conditioning during our driving videos. It blows cold and the temps can be set, so that's why we call it automatic climate control. And a headlight washer switch, and the 4-way hazard button there, of course. And over here there are a couple of switches for the fog lights and the rear defrost. Down to the factory AM FM cassette stereo by Toyota. There's even a cassette just sitting in there for posterity's sake. The 3-speed automatic with overdrive shifter. The overdrive button falls to the thumb when the thumb is not on the button to shift gears. And then down below there's the electronically controlled transmission, which bumps up the RPM for shifts to get a little more power out of the turbocharged engine. There is a little fraying on the boot of the emergency brake, as you see, but a nice taste of original patina. There's the lumbar control for the driver's seat, and then to its right, the controls for the power mirrors. You can see the bit of the driver's seat and a matching door card over on the right for the passenger side. So the gray providing a nice contrast to the bright red of the exterior. You saw the control there, manual seat only for the passenger side, the power seat only for the driver. A little bit of creasing on that passenger seat, and then a good look at the almost unused, we suspect, rear seats. Only 2 belts in the rear, so 2 passengers back there, and the original gray Toyota mats for the rear passengers as well. Even an unused ashtray back there, just to illustrate the cleanliness of the car. But that leather looking quite good on the rear seats, and an armrest on either side for the 2 rear passengers. and a speaker up there as well. So that's a good look at the rear passenger, or the rear seat. Probably won't get much use, but nice and clean nonetheless. And there's a rear hatch release. We'll do that now, in addition to the fuel door, and we'll take a look at that rear hatch. Again, mostly occupied by the Targa roof that's in place, removable sport roof, and you can see some of that spoiler's fixed into place, and there's a part where the air flows through on the hatch cover itself. But there's that Targa roof in place with some ingenious little supports for stowage. Doesn't move around while driving if it's installed just so. And a good look at the cleanliness of the base of the hatch when the roof's not there. The cargo cover still recoils, fits into the hatch cover itself to keep the precious cargo covered and cool, I suppose, on a hot day like today. So yeah, we'll just pop that cargo cover back, show off the fine finish on that sport roof, and close it up. And there's a reinforcer of that great Targa top. So there's a good look at our 1989 original owner Toyota Supra Turbo. Again, it's lot 285 on collectorcarcanada.ca. It's got the intercooled turbocharged engine, 24 valves, the 3-speed automatic with overdrive sends the power to the rear wheels, and it's finished in a bright red. Car's had some repainting, hood, door tops, hatch, spoiler, after some tree branches fell on it. So the hood's been repainted, but no collision history on this one. Check the Carfax. Red over the gray leather interior. The driver's seat's been reupholstered in the matching gray leather. And under 148,000 kilometers on this car. If you're Ontario, know that this car is being sold with an Ontario Safety Standard Certificate. So again, the original owner, 1989 Toyota Supra Turbo. Again, lot 285 on collectorcarcanada.ca. Automatic, 3-speed automatic with overdrive, 24-valve intercooled turbocharged 3-liter inline 6-cylinder engine, driving the rear wheels. That's our look. Thank you for watching, and we're going to move on to the next car.